Izzy. 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 What do you want? Why?
What's up, everybody? I wanted to do a video. I haven't done a video in a while. I've been off working, and with that job comes zero free time. So now that I'm back, I want to do a video about something that I took advantage of while I was working. My job requires a lot of long hours sometimes, almost to the point where you don't even get a break, and you need to eat real quick, and if you can't, then you don't get to eat, and then that's a big problem. At least for me, my energy levels, enthusiasm, everything just... I started seeing this thing advertised on my various social media feeds. This. Huel. I really like the idea. I used to listen to some podcasts where some of the hosts would talk about the idea of just some human food, you know, just something where it's like, not every meal has to be this elaborate prepared thing, like maybe you have something that's just nutritionally what you need to keep you going. And for whatever reason, maybe I had done some searches on this myself, and that's why this was popping up on my social media. So I looked into it a little bit more, and I kind of really like the concepts. I'm not being paid by Huel. They have nothing to do with this video. I really just want to tell everyone out there what I think. Just a review from an average Joe like me, telling you or someone what he or she they think of something like that. So what I like about Huel, just right off the bat, is sort of like this commitment to efficiency, even though that's a really sort of cold and technical way of putting it. I agree that the way that we're doing things, especially concerning food production, with a lot of things, but with food production, we're not going to be able to continue this. I mean, so much of where I live, the United States, is dedicated to food production, and a lot of it being food production for livestock, for beef, for chicken, for whatever. And that's not really a sustainable model. Regardless what anybody says to the contrary, it's just not. If the population continues at its current rates, which plenty of predictions show will happen, we might be having to get our nutrition sourced differently than we are now. Almost certainly we will have to. And so I kind of like the idea of just this powder mix that has everything I need in it, and it's, yeah, and that's just it, I guess. Not to mention, sometimes I don't want to go through the whole rigmarole of preparing some meal every day. This is pretty simple, pretty easy, pretty basic, and I figure why not? Let me give it a shot. So the steps, I'll briefly walk you through the steps. I mean, you know, you get this cup that comes with your first shipment. They give you this little booklet that could be a little easier to understand, or at least have the information that I wanted a little more readily available. I ordered a flavor packet so I can get the Huel and I think chocolate, vanilla, or plain, or at least plain and vanilla, because I have the vanilla. This is banana flavoring. They offer several other flavors that you can add for a few extra bucks, and I said, why not? I'm gonna try the banana flavoring, because why wouldn't I try the banana flavoring? But anyway, so you mix 3 scoops is about 500 calories, and you mix that this way, and you do this and that and the other. There's even videos online from Huel that show how to do everything. It's pretty easy, pretty basic, no problem. It's a little weird scooping out of the bag and trying to get that like compact level scoop, because you kind of have to tap it against your hand through the bag and then use the bag to sort of level off the scoop and whatever. I mean, it's imperfect, but anyways, and then you put the little flavoring in, you scoop so much. One of the issues I had was the flavoring says on it, use 1/2 teaspoon of flavor per 100 grams of Huel powder. It took me some time to figure out how many grams each scoop is. It's in the booklet that they send you, It's weird to find. I mean, I eventually found it, but it took a little more effort than I would have thought. I think it's somewhere else in the book. It says a half a teaspoon per drink, you know, which a drink, an average drink is 3 scoops, and it's however many, you know, however you fill up the cup to whatever it says on the instructions. I don't know off the top of my head. I just kind of fill it how I want. Because you can do that. You can do a little bit of extra stuff or do things how you want to do it. You don't have to conform to their exact way of doing things. Eventually, I was able to find out that each scoop is like 38 grams. So then the 3 scoops they tell you to put in there is actually a little more than 100 grams. I actually think I've been doing a lot more than that lately. Doesn't make I don't know, it might make a difference, might not, but it's not like some banana flavor explosion. It's subtle, so just keep that in mind if you order the flavoring. It is a subtle addition, although it smells really good. It kind of almost smells like bubble gum. I don't know why bubble gum, like, oof, I think I might have smelled a little bit too much. But anyway, so it does have that banana flavoring kind of thing about it. But anyway, so yeah, I think, you know, I shot some of the B-roll for this at an earlier time. I forget exactly what I did because the audio was a little crummy on the first go around of this video. And I also had like some weird hairs and stuff kind of hanging off my shoulders, which I probably have now because I didn't check before I started this video. You fill the cup full of so much water, then you put your scoops in it, and then you do some shaking and this and that and the other according to the Huel video that they posted online. And then there you go, you can put it in the fridge. It will thicken up a little bit over time too. I think just the food absorbs some of the water, the powder absorbs some of the water. So it will get thicker, so you may want to add more water to it for that reason, or not let it get as cold, or you know, whatever. If you want to add ice cubes to it, it has a little tray that you sit on top. It's a little fence looking thing that keeps ice cubes in the cup and lets, you know, the stuff, the food, the smoothie, whatever you want to call it, you know, come through the fence and stuff. So there is one side effect from eating Huel, using Huel as a meal replacement, and we will see how this continues to go. But I have a specific ingredient that I highly recommend you also use with Huel. You're gonna wanna get yourself some Beano or something similar, because at least for me, and I've read about this online, this is definitely a thing, this can potentially make you very gassy. They do actually admit this, it is in the booklet at some point. It just, they sort of, the Huel people make reference to your body adjusting to something and it may speak its mind, or I forget exactly the terminology they use, but they basically, yeah, it's gonna make you fart, most likely. Or there's a lot of you that it will, and a lot of you that may not. There's a lot of you that are gonna be farting a lot. So it says to take 2, but if you're having a regular meal or whatever, and I'm not a big guy, but I do like the regular 500 calorie, you know, the 3 scoops. I'll do that as just like a meal in the middle of the day. I'll usually take 2 right away. Sometimes my first swig of Huel is with 2 Beano. And then usually if I'm down to like the last third or quarter of the bottle, I'll usually take another one because it does help a lot the first night. So be warned because you might just want to have some just in case. It only works when you take it with the meal. Beano only works or whatever. You have to take it either right before or right after or during the meal, because if you wait too long, it's not gonna matter. It's not gonna help. From what I've read on the instructions, I haven't tested that. I don't think I want to test that. I think my wife would appreciate that I don't test that. Because at least when I started eating this and I discovered it, I was off working by myself in another city, so no one else except me had to suffer through that stuff. If you like the video, please hit a like. If you don't, that's fine too. And if you have any questions about Huel or really anything else or any videos you'd like to see me do, hit me up in the comments and let me know. Yeah, so all right, see you later.